All right, so it is evening time. I'm coming out here to do a quick check on our Cornish cross meat birds, and I want to give you guys a quick update as to what's going on with them, what we're doing with them, how everything's going with them, and how you can start raising food right in your space. I want to first of all give credit to Annie and Marie and everyone else who helps out with these things. This is a team effort. It is not just me. I just happen to be going out here and showing you guys the tour of the meat birds. So real quick breakdown. These are their Cornish cross meat birds that we've got here. They are being raised in our modified chicken tractor that we've got here. We took a hybrid of a couple different people's systems. You know, there's Justin Rhodes. He's got plans on different chicken tractors. There's Jason over at Sow the Land. He's got his chicken tractor plans. There's Joe Salatin. There's all these guys that have different chicken tractor plans. There's different ideas out there. The point of it is I don't care what kind of a tractor you use. Get something and get some birds in it and start raising some of your own food, right? So you can raise a 5 to 8 pound average bird in like 8 to 10 weeks. So I use 10 weeks as the average for us. So a couple weeks in a brooder, get the feathered out, and then get them ready to go out into here so that they're on pasture, eating the grass, being in the fresh air, the sun, the air, all those good things. So we average that 5 to 8 pounds, I would say closer to the 8 pounds per bird. So on average, in a 12 by 12 chicken tractor right here, got a chicken tractor with a bunch of birds in it. And it takes up 12 by 12 space, and you can put anywhere from 75 at most 100. That's like max. Probably too tight for some people's likings. And if you're gonna do 100, you have to be really disciplined on getting out there, checking on them, keeping the supplemental food with them, and moving the tractor as they get bigger and older. So 12 by 12 space, 100 birds, 8 pounds on average. You're talking 500 to 800 pounds of chicken in 10 weeks. Guys, that's crazy. Growing your own food. 10 weeks, 500, 800 pounds of food in a 12 by 12 space. Now, here's the caveat. 12 by 12 space is 144 square feet. 144 square feet times like 58 to 60 moves. You're talking right around 8,000 square feet of space. So we're talking like not even a quarter of an acre, okay? So you don't have to have, 14 acres of land. You don't have to have acres upon acres. You have to have a space that you can move them multiple times throughout the process and just keep them moving on pasture. So I'm gonna go over the inside of the coop real quick here, give you a rundown of what we got going on with our chicken tractor and see how it's laid out. First of all, I'm gonna take you to the rear of the tractor. Right over here, we have a hose off the back. We have our chick lift down there that helps move it a lot easier. It's just a device that you hook up to it here, and you put on the back of the tractor and it lifts it off the ground. And as you lift it off the ground, it locks it in place. So then when you're done moving it, you smack it and it falls to the ground, and it makes it so that it rolls a little bit easier when you go to pull it. So other thing we have is we have a hose because we have water supply. And here's the beautiful thing. You have fresh water. So we literally do a move on this thing, go in there and shake it around, and it fills up with fresh water. It keeps fresh water in front of the chickens all the time. That is a little giant fount, and it's hooked up to a hose that we just string off the back here. So the hose moves with the chicken tractor, and the chick lift is on the back, and we have a 12 by 12 structure. We get a new tarp once a year and put a tarp over the top. So that's super inexpensive there. And then the frame, the shell of it, is just some treated lumber and then some cattle panels that we bent into place. And that's the rigid structure for them to have some shelter from, the rain and the sun and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna set you up over here. I'm gonna do a quick move just to show them moving from fresh grass here. Real quick before I do move them, here's where they've been, okay? We started them right kind of where I'm standing here, and if you look back over my shoulder, it kind of looks like a miniature runway back there, and it's already starting to green up. But you can see, if you look real close there's clover on either side of the space. So this moving time here so far, right where I'm standing here is where we started them. We've moved them all the way over to there. So to give you an idea, this is about 200 feet across from our center fence to here. An average, even like a city lot, could be maybe around, 60, 80 feet wide, maybe 100 feet wide. But once again, this isn't a huge space. I'm not using all 7 acres of the pasture space here. So we've gone back and forth twice, and now we're on our 3rd run going down there. So 12 by 12 space, moving it multiple times. It doesn't need to be a huge space. That's the whole point of it. 500 pounds of food, 800 pounds of food in a 12 by 12 chicken tractor. You don't have to raise a 2,000 pound steer. For whoever needs encouragement or whoever needs permission, you can do it. You can raise your own food. So let me set you up over here. I'll do a quick move and I'll show you kind of a progression of where we went from, and then the last couple days here of what the ground's looking like, and it's getting manured back in place here. So they are right where I'm standing. It's a pretty crappy location right now. This is where they were just at 2 days ago. And then they were here the other day, and now I'm moving them forward here again tonight, because we're moving them twice a day now. We want to keep them moving. They're getting big enough now. So because we do have the space, we're choosing to move them a little bit more often to keep them on fresher ground. All right, it always helps when you hit the record button, otherwise you can't see nothing. All right, so I just moved in 12 feet right there. I'm gonna show you the back real quick, just how it stays intact, how it pulls along. Like I said, this is looking good because they were just here for like 12 hours, okay? They were here overnight, so you can see that that spot overnight gets a little bit more manure on it. And then yesterday, or the day before, they were here. So it's already starting to green up, and the rain has come already once, a real quick shower, and has got that manure kind of spread back in the ground. And I'll show you a couple of these things on the inside here quick. Super, super easy, guys. You don't have to get crazy. We have a bungee cord on the door. We duck ourselves in. If these little rascals get out, you just gotta chase them back in. It's just the way it is, so you move them, you step in here real quick, you dump out the water, swish it around, get it all dumped out, fresh water, see? We had to put some duct tape on this one because I cracked it. It was my bad. So, that's a lifesaver, guys. Anyone who has to water animals knows that that is a back saver when you have automatic water, okay? Other thing we've got here is our chicken feed, and I'll show you that real quick, the supplemental feed. They're getting out, they're escaping. They're not too fast. All right, so we use supplemental feed in here, and in this bucket, I'm gonna make a mess real quick, just for your guys' pleasure. There's holes in the bottom. There's about 2.5 inch holes in the bottom. I have a border across there. So the gravity feeds out. It goes into one of these rubber tubs that you can get from your local feed store. And then we keep a lid on it so that they don't get inside there, because chickens get inside there and it gets real messy because they want to be inside the feed then. So we have 4 holes around the outside. It gravity feeds. Good to go, okay? 2 feed buckets for supplemental feed in here. Whole bunch of these giants that are growing and getting plump, and they will be ready to raise for food here. Let me step out real quick and chase these guys back in. Look at them, see, they want to go after that grass. They like that grass. Seeds and bugs and healthiness. They can't fly, so that's a good thing. And then you just kind of push them back towards their door and they go in. There you go. There's an insider look at our chicken tractor. It's like 1, 2, 3 cattle panels, and then another balance of 1 on either end. So let's just say that you're 4 cattle panels into it, some treated lumber, and you're good to go. So don't have to get overly crazy with these things. All right, guys, so that's how you can raise 500 to 800 pounds of food in about 10 weeks. Use a chicken tractor, 12 by 12 space, pull them around, give them a guided tour on your property on fresh grass for a while, and then show them the freezer, right? Go ahead and check out these videos right here on how to harvest your chickens, and go ahead and check the other one on how you can your chicken and store it long term. So thanks for joining us, and have a great evening.